Session. Yeah, it is now on record. See, remember when you want to communicate your past ideas in English language, that ఒక పని మనం చేసాము, ఒక పని జరిగింది. हमें एक काम किया, एक काम हुआ. ఒక పని మనం చేయలేదు, ఆ పని జరగలేదు. हमें एक काम नहीं किया, एक काम नहीं हुआ. So this is called past positive, past negative sentences and informations in English language. To express and these kind of sentences, ఇలాంటి sentences చెప్పడానికి we have three models in English. Model number one is using verb second form for the positive and did not plus V1 for negative. He wrote, remember this point very clearly, he wrote the exam well. He wrote the exam well. He didn't write the exam well because did plus write is equal to wrote. I don't repeat this again because I told you several times. Did plus present tense verb V1 gives the past tense only. This is the model number 1.1. He wrote the exam well, he didn't write the exam well, right? In the second model 1.2, we have used have, has plus V3, not V2 never comes now here. V3 comes. Have and has, you know where we use that? Because in English language, has is used only for third person singular number. Who are the third person singular number? He has, she has, it has, Lata has, Sita has, Geeta has, my cousin has, my daughter has, my wife has, the government has. All are third person singular numbers. For third person singular numbers, we use has. If it is negative, hasn't. For all the remaining persons, we use have, haven't. I have, I haven't. We have, we haven't. You have, you haven't. They have, they haven't. After this have, has, and haven't and hasn't, the action verb should be there, no? You must use an action verb, right? What you did, you must communicate through a word called verb. The verb has got 5 different forms. In the first model, we use V1 and V2. And in the second model, we use always the third form of the verb. In the second model, he has wrote nahi hai. He has written आता है. He has written, not written. Wrote. W is not pronounced. Wah is not pronounced. He has written the exam. He hasn't written the exam. అతను ఎగ్జామ్ రాశాడు, అతను ఎగ్జామ్ రాయలేదు. Is same as he wrote the exam, he didn't write the exam in the first model. Same as he has written the exam, he hasn't written the exam. See, in Telugu and Hindi also, there is a little difference in translation also. అతను ఎగ్జామ్ రాశాడు, అతను ఎగ్జామ్ రాసేసాడు, అయిపోయింది. రాసేసాడు. ఈ చిన్న డిఫరెన్స్ చాలా మంది తెలియదు కాబట్టి మీరు ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ పట్టుకోకర్లేదు. నోటికి ఆ టైంకి మీకు ఏది జ్ఞాపకం ఉంటే అది వాడండి. కానీ బట్ వెన్ యూజ్ హ్యావ్ అండ్ హ్యాస్, ద వర్బ్ షుడ్ బి ఇన్ ద థర్డ్ ఫార్మ్, not in the second form and first form, right? In Hindi also there is a little difference. वह एग्जाम लिखा, वह एग्जाम लिख चुका है. There is some difference is there. He wrote the exam, he has written the exam, right? He has written the exam. He didn't write the exam, he didn't write आता है. He didn't wrote नहीं आता. He didn't write the exam, he hasn't written the exam. He hasn't written the exam. He has written, he hasn't written. Suppose you want to say I has a, what comes to I have written, I haven't written, right? I haven't written exam valid. मैंने exam नहीं लिख चुका, लिख चुका हूँ. मैंने exam नहीं लिख चुका हूँ. నేను ఎగ్జామ్ రాయలేదు. I haven't written the exam. నేను ఎగ్జామ్ రాశాను. मैंने एग्जाम लिख चुका हूं. I have written the exam. I have seen the film. I haven't. So it may look very simple for you. Hey, what is this? Is repeating, but still you are committing hundreds of mistakes. Now I'm going to talk to you, conduct a lab of all the three tenses now. Let me come to the third model also. But now I'm going to the third model, which is called 1.3, to communicate the past actions in English, both positive and negative, is called past perfect tense. The second model is called present perfect. The third one is past perfect. So this is also another model. You see, instead of I wrote the exam, I can say I have written the exam, second model. Instead of I have written, I can say I had written also. Same meaning. So what is the past tense of have and has? The past tense of have and has is had. So had is common in the third model. We use had for all the persons as helping verb followed by verb third form. Here also verb is in the third form. So in the second model, third model, the verb is in the third form. So now you must understand that when you want to communicate your past actions in English, you must more often use the third form of the verb. See, in the second model, third form. In the third model, also third form. Only in the first model, we use V1 and V2. V2 only in one sentence and V1 in all the remaining sentences. He had written the exam. Negative में कैसा होता है? Had not. When helping verb is there, not is to be added to the helping verb. You can't add not to the main verb. He had written, he hadn't written. He had not written. Written is common, whether positive or negative. Had and hadn't is also common here in this model. I had written, I hadn't written. We had written, we hadn't written. You had written, you hadn't written. They had written, they hadn't written. See, this is how you have to make the tongue practice. Because what is the problem here is, sir, I know, sir, I understand you are teaching very well, but I am not able to speak. Why? Because your tongue practice is not done. Your tongue has to be habituated. That's what I told you yesterday also. Tongue is a muscle. Every human part has a muscles. So the muscle memory is very strong. Every muscle has a memory. If you just give Telugu memory or Bengali memory or Hindi memory to your tongue, it becomes automatic for you to speak in English language. If you give English memory to the tongue always uses in English only, right? It is as much practice as you give it to the tongue. Now I'm speaking in English language now. I never think what to speak now because for many years, for many hours a day, I speak in English. I listen to English. Always I listen to English podcasts, I record the sessions, I teach, I talk, I converse. My entire environment is in English language. So the third model में कैसा होता है? What is the third model? Had plus V3, hadn't plus V3. Second model में कैसा होता है? Has, have plus V3, haven't, hasn't plus V3. फर्स्ट मॉडल में कैसा आता है? V2 पॉजिटिव में होता है and didn't plus V1 negative आता है. I wrote the exam, I didn't write the exam. I have written the exam, I haven't written the exam. I had written the exam, I hadn't written the exam. You can say like this also. But sir, is there any Telugu difference in this, Hindi difference in this? Yes, of course. In Telugu and Hindi also, రాసి ఉన్నాను అంటాం. అసలు చాలా మందికి రాశాను, రాసేసాను, రాసి ఉన్నాను అని తెలుగు భాషకి ఈ మూడికి డిఫరెన్స్ తెలియదు చాలా మంది. सारे लोगों को डिफरेंस नहीं पता है कि वह एग्जाम लिखा है, वह एग्जाम लिख चुका है, वह एग्जाम लिख चुका था. डिफरेंस भी जानता नहीं है. जानने के लिए जरूरत भी नहीं है. कम्युनिकेट करना पड़ेगा पहले, राइट? दैट इज एनफ. సో నేను ఎగ్జామ్ రాశాను అనే ఒక చిన్న వాక్యాన్ని చెప్పాలంటే ఐ రోట్ ద ఎగ్జామ్ అని చెప్పండి, ఆర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ రిటన్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు, ఐ హ్యాడ్ రిటన్ అని కూడా చెప్పొచ్చు, హ్యాడ్ రిటన్. అలాగే నేను ఎగ్జామ్ రాయలేదు అని చెప్పాలనుకోండి, ఐ డింట్ రైట్. మీకు ఏది కంఫర్ట్ ఉంటే పెట్టుకోండి. ఐ డింట్ రైట్, ఐ డింట్ రోట్ మాత్రం పెట్టకూడదు. అర్థమైందా? ఐ డింట్ రైట్ ద ఎగ్జామ్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు. ఆర్ I haven't written, I have not written. You can say, or I had not written, I had not written, hadn't written. Right? So very simple. So in the second model, third model, what is the common factor is third form. Third form is common for both positive and negative in the second model and third model. Just have, has, haven't, hasn't, had, hadn't. That's all. The verb is in the third form only. Suppose if I ask you to tell about your past actions in the past, in the third model, how do you say? Oh, well, I had got up. Gotten up, akkarledu. Nowadays, you can use got up also for third form. Get up, got up, got up. Get up, got up, gotten up is there. But it is nowadays used in the poetic English, not in the spoken English. Forget, forgot, forgot is there. Forget, forgot, forgotten is also there. And when you use the word wake up, woke up, woken up, you must use woken up. I had woken up at 5 o'clock, and then I had sat in the bed for some time, and I had drunk 1 liter of water, and then I had taken some coffee, and then I had brushed my teeth and got ready, and then I had gone to a nearby park, and I had walked for 7 kilometers, and then after 1.5 hours I had returned home, and I had taken black coffee and with the 2 biscuits and something like that, and then I had read 10 pages of a book, English book, and then I had taken my bath, and I had gone to shrine room, and I had worshipped God. I had lightened the incense sticks and lightened the lamp and all. You can talk like this: had plus V3, had plus V3 for all your past actions. It is very simple. Students are gone. What happened? What happened? What happened to all the people? Only I can see Renuka, one girl, and Shreya and Venkat. Yeah, these people are here. Kavya is gone. There are 2 more people. They have not yet returned. Archana and Durga Bhavani. I don't know what happened to all these people because I'm teaching, teaching, and teaching, and teaching, and teaching. And a number of other more new students are also going to join. And again, Sunday, Saturday, we have some revision classes for them also. So suppose you want to question now, because I told you from the beginning, I'll show you on the screen all the PPTs of the 3 models. Just wait. Questions are very, very important, my friends. I'm telling you again and again. Unless you start questioning, you cannot be identified that you are a good speaker in English language. How to start questions in English language now? See, any questions in English should be started with the helping verb. You should not start the questions with the persons. You went, you came, you had gone. Suppose he had written the exam. He had written exam. He had written. Is not a question form. He had written the exam. What is the question format for that? How to make it a question? He had interchange. Had he? He had. Had he written the exam well? Had he written the exam well? Yes, he had written the exam well. No, he hadn't written the exam well. You can use the had for all the persons, not only he. Had you? Had you done the work? Yes, I had done the work. No, I hadn't done the work. I hadn't done the work yet. Had you finished your assignment? Of course, I had finished my assignment. No, I hadn't finished my assignment. Had you taken your breakfast in the morning? Of course, I had taken the breakfast before the bell rang. No, I hadn't taken my breakfast in the morning. Had your teacher completed 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 of the past actions? Of course, my teacher had completed the first model of the past actions. No, my teacher hadn't completed the first model of the past actions at YET. Right? You can just ask the questions starting with the helping verb. And sometimes you can start a question with a question word before the helping verb. What time had you gone to bed last night? What time had you woken up this morning? What time had you gone to a park? How many kilometers had you walked today? How many hours had you worked on the system today? So these are all the questions I'm asking you, right? So you can ask the questions like this also. Now I'll show you only one time on the screen of all the three models and listen, watch that and write down if you want. You can note down whenever all the structures I'm going to show you on the screen through a PowerPoint presentation. Now let me share my screen so that you will be able to share my share your screen. Okay. Yes. What happened? Yeah, these are the past actions. Friends, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to? Okay, fine. This is the slide number one. And if you want, you can note down. This is a verb I have explained. Verb means the action. Verb means not only action, there are five categories of verbs which we explained you in the class: action verbs, be forms, have forms, do forms, and modals. So last four categories are called helping verbs. They can be used as helping verbs, and the for last fourth, the second, third, fourth can be used as helping verb as main verb also. I'll tell you in the future classes. The first category is action verb. I'm telling you once again, in English language, verb is a very crucial and a prominent word. Without a verb, there is no sentence at all. But what is a verb? Verb is generally defined as an action, but verb is not only action. The verb never comes in one word. Sometimes the verb comes with one helping verb. Helping verb means any one of the four categories just below the action verbs. The verb comes with one action verb. The verb comes with two action verbs. The verb comes with three action verbs also. Sorry, the verb comes with three helping verbs also. So verb, action verb never comes directly as action verb, except in two different situations. But action verb always comes in a sentence with a combination of helping verb. And what is the combination of the helping verb here? One helping verb and action verb, two helping verbs and action verb, three helping verbs and action verb, and so on. So you must understand, for example, you see taken. Taken is a third form of the verb. But before taken, we have used one verb called have, has, had. So this is a combination. Have taken, has taken, had taken. For example, you see didn't take, take. But before the take, we use did not take, didn't take, right? And this is how action verb, except in three different situations, except అంటే కాకుండా మినహాయిస్తే in all the remaining situation, action verb never comes as action verb directly. It comes in the combination of other helping verbs in English language. So in English language, you must understand that in every sentence there is a combination of helping verb or helping verbs with action verb. Understand? Now you see the next slide, the past actions, communication of the past in English. How do we communicate our past? The past communication is very wide because 40% of what we communicate every day is about the past only. The 40% of what you read, what you watch, what you understand, what you converse with everybody is about the past only. But in the past, we have actual past, one category. You can see on the screen, we have actual past, one category. We have, see, we have assumed past or expected past. We have semi-expected, semi-assumed past. We have past continuous is also there. Past obligations are there. Past success and failures. Past discontinued activities are also there. Past abilities, inabilities are also there. And past perfect condition. So hypothetical past is also there. There are totally 9 categories. Of course, I have written only 7 categories here, but 9 categories of past. If you want to master the past, you must master all the 9 different categories of past actions. In each category, you have different models. Take, for example, in the first category, actual past, I've explained you 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. 1.1 is I wrote the exam. 1.2, I have written the exam. 1.3, I had written the exam. Now I'll show them all. The first category, you see this one, category 1.1, सिंपल पास्ट टेंस पॉजिटिव. इसमें क्या देखते हैं आप लोग वहां स्क्रीन पर? सब्जेक्ट प्लस वर्ब सेकंड फॉर्म. Verb second form. Remember, in the world of English language, this is one occasion, one and the only one occasion where we use simple past tense directly verb second form. Of course, there is one more occasion is also there that is not relevant to the subject. Subject plus verb second form, object and phrase is a structure. V2 is equal to did plus V1. I have defined you what is verb past tense verb. The past tense verb includes did plus V1. Did is the helping verb, V1 is the present tense action verb. So went is equal to did plus go. So in the place of I went to college, you can say I did go to college. I saw the film, I did see the film. Both are same. I enjoyed the movie, I did enjoy the movie. I wrote the exam, I did write the exam. The teacher gave the notes, teacher did give the notes. Both are same. This is a positive. In the negative statements onwards, you can see negative questions and all. You can see very clearly in the first model I am now talking about. I am talking about the first model only. 1.1. See, subject plus negative. एक काम नहीं किया, एक काम नहीं हुआ. PPT में मैं दिखा रहा हूँ आप लोगों के लिए. See, I'm just showing to you how to communicate the negative. Subject plus didn't plus V1 plus object. Didn't is a very important word. If you don't know any other model to communicate your past, just remember the first model, enough, this model. I didn't write, but didn't is common. But remember, when did comes, action verb should be in the first form. I'm telling you the last time. It should not be in the second form or third form, because did plus V1 is equal to V2. I didn't write the exam. The government didn't pass the bill. That government didn't implement its election manifesto. I didn't understand what you spoke. I didn't understand what you spoke. In the place of understand, you can use the word get. I didn't get what you spoke. I didn't get you means I didn't understand you. The question format, you can see that there are 3 types of questions: positive, negative, and special questions. All the questions are started with the helping verb. Here the helping verb is did. Did you write the exam? Didn't you write the exam well? Why didn't you write the exam? Which exam did you write? How did you write? What time did you write? These are all the questions. Now you have to practice on this. Now 1.2, I've explained just yesterday or day before yesterday, I think. 1.2 is this. You can see, yeah, all 5 sentences, 5 structures are there. But here you can very carefully observe in all the 5 structures, the verb is in the third form. The action verb is in the third form. You can see positive, negative questions, all types of questions you find the verb is in the third form only. I have written the exam. I haven't written the exam. Have you written the exam? Haven't you written the exam? Why haven't you written the exam? How have you written? What time have you written? Why haven't you written? All these models are there. So here have and has, I've explained where we use have and has. Now the third model which I've explained just now is this. Here in this model, past perfect, the 1.3 of the first model of the past actions, You can see that subject plus had. Had is the word. It has got the same meaning as the first two models. I had written the exam. The verb form here also is third form. You can see in all the 5 sentences, you see the verb is in the third form, third form, third form, and third form. But before the third form, what is the helping verb here? Had, past perfect. Present perfect में have, has use करते हैं, right? Past perfect means helping verb is in the past. Had written, had taken, had given. I had written the exam. I hadn't written the exam. Had you written the exam well? Hadn't you written the exam well? Same. Why hadn't you written? Which exam had you written? What time had you written? How did you write the exam? All these are common. So you can choose any one of these three models, select one model, and start using the same model for your better fluency and comfortability. You don't have to use all the three models, but why I've explained all three models is, suppose if anybody uses any one of these models, you must be able to understand that. Suppose somebody said the patient had died before the doctor came, then what is that you understand? The patient had died before the doctor came. Had died means died only. Before the doctor came, doctor आने के पहले a patient मर चुका था. You must be able to understand that. That is why I've explained. If you use all the three models, that's very good, fine. If you can't use, at least use the first model, practice that, practice and practice and practice until you get the confidence, questions and answers. That is enough. That will do a lot, right? Now, if those who have not written down all these things, so you can write down on a book, class book should be maintained. And my material is also there where you can find all these structures available on the book number 3, 4. You can find all these things 2, 3, 4. And these are the models I've explained now. Now I'm coming back. Now I'm coming back, friends. Yes, where is this? Oh, sorry. Yes. Now, are you able to see me now? Are you able to see me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So all the PPTs of the 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 have been explained. I'm talking English to create the environment. I'm talking very simple language. I'm not using any poetic expressions. I'm talking in a simple language because you don't have the environment in a day of 24 hours. You don't have an environment of English. So I just try to speak something to give the environment. Now here we have Shreya, Venkat, and Kavya has raised the hand, and Renuka. There are only 5. Archana has not come to the class today. Yes. Now any doubts you can ask me, please. For 5 minutes, I'm giving time to ask me the doubts. Any one of you can ask me doubts, please. See, this is not a mathematics class. This is not a laboratory, lab class. This is a class, language class. In a language class, you must interact with me. Okay, I will talk with all the students. When you don't talk, I will talk. Huh?